dishwasher who was awarded $21 million after her boss had made her work on Sundays. And some of you might be thinking, she got $21 million just for working on Sunday. Where's my paycheck? Where is my $21 million? So, as it turns out, the lady who, I think she's the mother of 6 people, she lives in Miami. I'm not 6 people, 6 children. She lives in Miami, and she is a missionary, as a Catholic missionary at her church. She had requested to have Sundays off from her employer, and noticed that even though she had requested to have Sundays off, the employer, which is a hotel chain, a large hotel chain, continued to schedule her on Sundays. And apparently she had her pastor to come down and try to talk about, her need to be off on Sundays. She had written letters and had letters in her file trying to explain that she was a missionary and that she needed to be off on Sundays, but they did not honor her request, based upon her religious beliefs. And so she filed a lawsuit. And I think it was yesterday, I want to say, the jury filed in her favor and awarded her $21 million for being forced. Actually, they ended up firing the lady, but she was awarded because she was being forced to work on Sundays, and that was her, religious belief that she shouldn't work on Sundays because she was doing her missionary work. And I think she'll only get about $500,000 in the end because the jury didn't understand the federal limitations on punitive damages and all of that kind of stuff that they could award. But nevertheless, she'll end up with $500,000 that will be a result of her standing up for her beliefs in terms of her religion and, staying true to her values. And so it just made me think about, how often people who are employees in organizations do things that are against their values. Maybe your employer is requesting that it could be work on Sundays because a lot of places do have that kind of requirement, but maybe it's to do something that you feel is illegal or unethical, or you don't feel safe carrying out the instruction of the employer. Then what do you do? Now, this is riddled with legal consequences and context. So I'm not a lawyer. Let me say that. I'm not really even all that interested in discussing the legalities of it. What I really just want you to think about is, how true are you being to your values in your workplace? If you, feel like something your employer is asking you to do is not ethical, do you speak up and you say something about it? Or do you just kind of tread along and do whatever has been asked of you because you're trying to keep your job and secure your position and your paycheck? Those are some sticky situations because you could end up like this lady being fired, who, she ended up filing a lawsuit, but that's what she felt like she had to do. But your values serve a purpose. Your values are the things that we use to help us to make decisions. They are, we make decisions all the time based upon what we think is of high value versus something we don't find much value in. Then we might make a different decision. Things that we, feel are right and wrong, make decisions based upon those kinds of values. The things that we think that are really important, like family, or if you think your work is important, or whatever it is, then whatever that is that you value is going to sway your decision about the things that you eventually end up doing, the decisions that you eventually end up making. And, I'm a proponent of first of all, decide for yourself what it is that you need to do and what you don't need to do. But if you're in a situation in your job where you feel like your values are being compromised, your beliefs are being compromised, then you might want to just take a second before you take any action and decide for yourself, is this something that I really want to put up a fight about? Do I need to talk to my supervisor about it? Do I need to take it to the next level and raise my concern if my immediate manager is not taking action that I feel like is taking my concern seriously? Do I need to start documenting, the things that are going on, my requests that I've made or the concerns that I brought up, so that you're covering yourself? But once you go through all these, kind of things and figuring out what it is that, if it's something that warrants taking a next level of action, and if it is, then, just be willing to defend yourself, be willing to deal with some repercussions and some consequences, because most likely if it's, something where it's you against your employer and they're kind of insisting that you do something, you might have to face some kind of consequence or go through some process, some appeal process, to be able to have your side of the story heard and to vindicate yourself, or to, sometimes you might have to face some kind of disciplinary action. So you might have to go through some kind of process to have somebody else, hopefully somebody else who's objective, to look at both sides of the story and be able to make some kind of a decision in terms of, who was right and who was wrong, or righting wrongs and all of that kind of stuff. And it depends a lot upon what kind of industry that you work in. Some industries have a whole lot of protections around, and states, and it's a whole lot of things. Like I said, I don't want to get into the legalities. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that laws different from state to state. Employers enforce different rules that they have within their organizations, and all of these kinds of things, and they violate them too. So let's be clear about that. But I really just wanted to pop on and to share with you this example that I saw in the media today, even though I'm popping on very late tonight. But, if you're going through something like that, just be aware that you have options. You do have options. You can always refuse to do something that you feel is not right, it's unethical, it's dangerous, it poses some kind of hazard to you and your health and your safety and your well-being. But like I said, just be willing to do what it takes, the documentation to defend yourself and all of those kind of things that you might have to go through to be able to come to a resolution, to have some kind of vindication. That, my dear, is all that I wanted to say tonight. I don't have any points that I'm teaching. I'm just talking about something. It's awareness. This is our awareness night. Last night we had our truth session and I was sharing my story. Tonight I'm just sharing something that I saw that resonated with me, and it might resonate with you. So I'm talking about it. So, like I said, I was trying to keep it under 5 minutes. I don't know if I made it or not, but hopefully I'm under 10 minutes for sure. But I will, before I pop off, I just want to give you an opportunity. If you are a woman who is kind of in a middle ground in your career, you're wanting to do something different, you're not quite sure what that something different should look like, you need a little bit of guidance trying to figure it out. And I know how that can be, because I've gone through this situation and been in that stuck point myself, and stayed there for quite a while until I got it all figured out. Then I want to offer you my Career on Fire, three steps to your next level e-course. It's a free e-course that I've developed. It walks you through some different exercises that you can go through. And at the end, you come out with some very insightful information to help you to make some concrete decisions about things that you can explore as you move to the next level of finding that career objective that really, is suited toward you, that's going to bring you happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction in the work that you do. And that's really important because we spend a lot of time at work. Now, I feel like I'm getting close to 10 minutes, so I'm going to sign off. Please remember to like and share this video. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.